Good afternoon, Sunday, Joyful Christian Hermit. I have done another video in this time frame of silence online, but decided again it wasn't any good. But I've had, was that before I had my, no, I think it was after I had to go to ER, but I have this septic shock syndrome. Then I've had a bowel blockage that was getting very severe, and of course quite urgent and dire, and nothing was working. It seems as if my intestines, even laxatives that should explode a person didn't do a thing. So I don't know, grace of God. I took so much and it took so long, but I had some relief, so I'm in the clear. And the pharmacists, oh, the dogs. No, Lovey, no. Oh well, I guess I'm gonna let them, as long as they don't pull me down. Let them just roughhouse. They need it. I really think they feel the stress of what goes on, and when I'm not feeling well. So. But listen to them, aren't they? They sound so vile. Mercy, Lovey, you sound terrible. But actually, they're having fun roughhousing, but I don't particularly like being on the other end of the leash. But anyway, it's pharmacist has been very helpful, and hopefully tomorrow I will be able to get this Movantic in a small dose and see if that will work. Even though I had allergic reaction in the hospital, but I'm thinking on a small dose. Or even if I do have an allergic reaction, it's good to, I think they might be getting ready to jump around again. Good to just have something that will work, because it's awful situation, and the symptoms of the septic shock are awful, and I'm wake up or in the night and have a horrible pain in various joints where I've had injuries, or even not now, or not that I've known of, but it's and then my taste altered. It's a horrible taste. It was hard to eat anything. Well, I'm pureeing things. Not that pureeing, say, my soup makes it low fiber, but it makes it more easy to go through, easy to eat and go through. So it's worth a try. So I'm pureeing things, and I'm trying to drink lots of liquids. These two crazies. They'll be calm, then all of a sudden they'll probably erupt with fussing. There, they're getting ready. I gotta brace myself. Let's show the flowers. Let's show the flowers. Lovey, you're getting a little too wild. Uh-oh, Lovey, you're hurting her. She doesn't like that one. Dogs. Then they were just playing, but I'm telling you, if I'm out like if at the dog park or something, they start doing, people really think, what vicious little doggies. Okay, we ready to show flowers? Let's show flowers. See, here's the beautiful white anemones called innocence. It's a Sunday, you guys, and it's our day of rest in the Lord, which we do about every day, don't we? But aren't they beautiful, these anemones? And the John Paul II rose is still blooming and blooming. My little rare Scolidipitus Jocosi is dead back there, and that was where I was going to put the white sparkler that I gave away to Brian, my neighbor, but it was a worthy cause. He loves it. And I will figure something else out. I have a little off-whitish. I'd like to get a conifer back in there. So I do have a Japanese maple, but it needs a little more sun than back in there. I do have something that is a deciduous that has white leaves that would like shade, but I'll find something sometime. It can be blank. There's nothing wrong with blank, empty space. In fact, yeah, I can move one of those other trees back there over to that spot that's already there, and that need shade, that have light leaves, to get a little light in that section in front of the red, Ruth's red over there. So that little one back in the corner over there I can bring over, or the other one, they're sort of lost back there. But I don't mind that, because you go back in there, that's a meditation area. That's the meditation garden, and so you go back in there and you can discover things then. It's sort of fun. It's a little surprise. Have surprises. So this butterfly bush keeps blooming. Even though it's ordinary, I like it, just keeps blooming, so I like that. And this rare conifer here has 3. I was worried about it. Well, the cones get that way, but it was a little premature for them to get like that, so many. So I was worried about it, but it has 3 new, well, maybe you can't see them, I don't know. Lovey's still pulling around a lot. So I have to get water on these, and I need to get these in the ground before long, but I have to get water in there because I didn't run the sprinklers for 2 nights because, and I'm thinking about moving this horehound. I think that can grow more in sun. It can. It's getting a little bit overgrown here. So I'll get that out. And I mean, it likes it there, obviously. And so does this rosemary. Look at that huge rosemary. But the lavender's struggling here because it doesn't get enough water back in here. And that I need to get my sprinklers up on stakes, extensions. Because they have to get up over a lot of these plants, and then they'll cover better. But it's just too much to do when I'm under time frame to get the, I want to show you this anemone. This just bloomed out. Isn't that something? And I thought, is this part of it, or is this a weed? I think this is a weed here. Yeah, I see the leaves are different. See if I can get it out. I'll have to wait till I have it watered. Just broke it, but I'll get the rest of it out. And you see, I haven't done any pruning. You see the evening primrose, there's one bloom this morning. It got fooled by the dawn. See that yellow? It's the yellow evening primrose. There's a couple more blooms over there. So that's fun. And here's this back here. This will get taller, and it'll get pink bloom on the top of it. You can barely even see it through these branches, but it's back there. It's sweet meadow. And then the meadow rue is right there. It looks like it's maybe getting a little too much sun or not enough water. And my Japanese maple that's creeping along the ground needs to be staked more and tended. It's suffering there with too much sun. They missed that big tree that was here. I didn't realize the amount of shade. And this Chinese fringe is not getting enough shade yet. So I'm thinking about putting that tree that I had planted out there that was supposed to get tall and like 30 feet or 20 feet or something. I thought, well, what a nice little spot of shade right there. And it's right in the middle. It's sort of in that little circle planting area that I put right there, that little tiny one. And I may as well bring it over here. Well, I guess it's not even growing fast enough. Or I'll bring over a Japanese maple or something that will grow taller here, a deciduous that has some color, that will not be so full at the bottom, but have an umbrella, and stick it in this spot. It needs something there to help shade this area so that I can get Weeping Wonder situated. I guess for now I could put Weeping Wonder maybe in the meditation garden. That's a thought, because it's in the big pot there. I need to water those, all of them, because they, ooh, look at all those weeds down there. I cleared them out, but all the seeds got out. So I'll have to just come out with it like a trowel and just dig and sift with my fingers. But I've been trying to get the front done, the stonework done, because I can only do that in before it gets cold. If it gets below 55 or below, the mortar won't, the adhesive won't. It's an adhesive mortar, will not work. It will not adhere properly. And if it gets 85 or over, so I'm in this time frame here, and I didn't realize how tedious, nor did I realize I would get sick. So I'm having these septic shock symptoms, which haven't been good. I'm very fatigued. I don't feel well. This is an odd one that I didn't have with the septic shock itself. Taste. Things taste like metal. Come on, puppies, we're going to walk over here and just look. See, things are very overgrown. My perennials are, but it, as somebody mentioned, it's okay. It's an end of and the rose bushes I was to dig out that don't bloom anymore, that's so old, like this thing here, and that one, I'd cut them way down to dig them out, and then everything happened. So I didn't get back to that. I do want to give some, I guess he's doing okay, Silas Marner. I'm going to turn the sprinklers on tonight, give everything a good long soak, but I don't like it too wet, because I'm trying to work around that front window for the stonework, and it gets super muddy. That's a sensitive area with water, so some areas don't, and it doesn't get as much sun, so it doesn't dry out. So I'll just get this back here extra watered. I'll do it this evening. You don't want to water when it's full sun, because it will burn your grass and burn your plants. It's very unhealthy for your plants. This is the tree. I could, but it's just so slow growing. I'm trying to think what to call. I had the name of it the other day in my head. It's a new variety, a new cultivar that came from an existing tree. And this friend back in Illinois gave it to me. It's called Illinois, they named it Illinois Sunrise, after the University of Illinois sports teams are called the Illinois. And so they named it for that, because they were in Illinois, southeastern, I guess, or southwestern, anyway, around Springfield area, and southern Illinois, so near the university, the main campus, I guess. But it was supposed to grow quickly. And these shoots are just wild shoots that came up. So I have to, I can keep one or maybe 3 or 4 of them to get some height, but I also didn't realize it would be so full all through. I need one that I can, well, I guess I could limb it at the bottom, but see that one big limb, it's the shape of it from birth. The selection is such that really would ruin the shape of the tree to take out the lower limb. What would I have left if I wanted just a main leader? It would just be this little one right in here, just this little tiny upright one. If I took this side one out and that big side one out. So it's just not meant for that. And I don't think it's meant for here. Lovey, drop it. Drop it. You don't need to eat cardboard. It's the cardboard that was underneath the... That's another thing that hasn't been done here, is I need all mulch, and then things would stay much more moist. Come on, Lovey. But there's only so much I can do when I've had such a summer as this. And now this post septic syndrome, of all the luck of all the luck. Things here are making it. This angel, see how the water stays there, even from the neighbors. It's low right there by Angel Falls, that conifer that's weeping. And it doesn't want to be in water. So I need to maybe find a different location, as I've mentioned before, or dig it out and build that area up with soil. And I have another spot by the foundation in front in the meditation garden that definitely needs more soil built up and better drainage, because it's going up against the foundation, and I'm sure there's water in that area underneath in the crawl space. I'm pretty much guarantee it. So I've got to get that problem fixed. But those are things I can do. It would be hard to do moving soil once the ground starts to freeze. Once it gets freezing at night, but I can bring in soil with my truck and wheelbarrow and handle it that way. Dump soil and mix it with whatever leftover sand, because I still have some places where I want to put pavers down, and didn't get that done this summer because I've been sick, and the fatigue, the pain, my joints, my hand. This morning, my foot was so excruciating, I thought I couldn't cope with it. I don't know if that's something coming down from the knee, that the septic syndrome is settling into my left foot, but it's been doing that. But this was the worst this morning, and it hurts all the time, but I'm up working on it, and my toes have gone numb there. But if I get up and move around, so I need to keep going, even though my back is very sore. I cannot do the standing even on the grass to do the mortaring, the stonework that long at a time, which is okay. It's just that I get going on it, and it's so meditative that I really lose track, and it's hard to stop. And I go out of myself. So it's, manual labor is wonderful with illness or chronic pain. Just keep going. That's the theme of this video, because my garden's done the same. It's showing me, it's teaching me so much. Pray through it, pray your way through it, and keep going. Simply keep going. Because that's all we can do sometimes. But I'm amazed these anemones are obviously later bloomers, second bloomers, and well, actually, at all, and they're staying on longer. But like the one across the way just bloomed out within the last 10 days. So and there's that crowded garden. And I tried to have weeds up there. I got a lot of weeds out of here one day, out here with the dogs, because they do like to sniff around. They've settled down now and are sniffing and enjoying themselves, and this is more like it for them and me, with me on the end of their leash. And some of these have come back in my little pots, but that probably looks junky. I have to decide where to put Zydeco Twist. And he could go, I don't know why I call him a he. It just seems like it. Zydeco, it sounds masculine or something. Out in the center there, or if I move this, I think I need to move this, even though it's nice to have a touch of color there. And I do have a little Japanese maple down there that when it grows up, it will be a very classic Asian shaped tree. And about maybe 12 feet, 15 feet, and airy and awesome looking. So that's for future, but it's supposed to grow 1.5 feet a year. And it hasn't grown much, but it's been out there. It hasn't been fertilized, or I haven't gone by to give love to it and all that. So attention and touch it and all, they respond. Plants respond to human beings and our touch and our love, and affection, tending them. But this, I don't want it to obscure the Church Street steeple. Now, honestly, had I been going to my daughter's townhome, I was thinking of taking that and a couple other upright growers, because she wouldn't care and no one else is going to really notice it's there or not. I like it. I notice it, but I mean, it lends to the, it's sort of classy looking or something, and simple, and doesn't obscure the view. But this tree being so bushy, well, it's just not growing much. It's been in for 5 years, I think now, or at least 4 years, and isn't growing very fast. Now, these shoots coming out are wild shoots, but and if you let them go, they turn into regular branches. So that's why you have to be selective if you keep any, and which ones you keep. But it's going to then start obscuring the Church Street steeple, at least from the view from the house, unless way over in my bedroom or say at this angle. But I was anticipating the tree being a faster grower and then really thinning it out and having it very artsy looking, and I could still do that, but it's just not growing as fast as they thought. They didn't really know, since it's new. It came up beside another tree in their greenhouses as a unique, its own little tree. So is that called a runt? Maybe it might be. So a little offshoot, and it was a worthy enough runt that they kept it and cultivated it then, generated more of it. So this little conifer back there, this fir, is liking that. It's getting enough shade from these trees here, so that's fortunate. I moved the silver fir way over there, and because it was further down and would have way too much sun. But the strawberries are nearly spent. My freezer is jammed between pureed tomatoes in bags, strawberries in bags, tomatoes in tomato sauce in containers or frozen. I just blend them and freeze them, and then I can use them in soups or whatever. I will, like I say, I'm pureeing my soup now, but I'll start doing low fiber soups, because ironically, you don't want to have a lot of fiber if your intestines aren't working properly, because normally with constipation they say, oh, have fiber. But no, if you get blocked, it just keeps blocking and makes it all the more to have to move through. So this little area is, I think it's a little heavy. I like the phlox, but it's dwarfing out the conifers and the little kawhi back there. But I guess it's okay for now. Next spring, I think I'll move it. Not sure where. Definitely we'll see how the calendulas are really taking over now. They're spreading. It's amazing how after, this is my 7th year here, or 6.5 years, so I guess that would be my 7th summer. It was something I planted the first summer, not realizing that they are invasive here, and maybe everywhere, but they are. So I had them all cleared out, and not a one came up, but one of them must have been latent down in the soil, came up this year after all that time. That's rather amazing. And that Japanese maple was planted the first, I think that's maybe Eagle's Claw back there, and it's just a huge mound. I haven't gotten in there and taken my hands inside and clipped out. It would probably like to have some breathing room inside it, but it's doing very well, just as that waterfall over there is. That one, or Cascade. That's a green Cascade. That big mound. We'll go look at it. Come on, puppies. Let's go look at this. There's also a Spanish fir in the front that I thought was to remain small, and it's gotten big. It's under the mocha frost. Lovey, let's have that peeper. That's not for you. He's so good about dropping it, but he's a very oral dog. He just walks past that pot and takes a little seed marker out, the seed packet. This is the green Cascade, and it was a small little thing when I got it. And just look at that thing. It loves it there. But there was more space here, so this is all I have here is just this Korean fir, Abies coreensis, and I don't remember which one. It might be, no, it's not green carpet, that would be down low. Anyway, I forget the exact name of it, and here's this little tree that is liking it, and these Veronicas, or trying to think what they are. These are a perennial type of this. Oh, I can't think of the name. I'm sorry. I just have been under a lot of duress. So everything would look different and be more moist if I had the bark down everywhere. So that's something I can do even when it's cold. This winter, I can do it. Before we get a lot of snow, I can get the bark. So, I was going to show this. Let's look at this little fir here. I'm going to stake this up. I let it go this direction because maybe this close off now. I can hardly see with the sun. It's leaning to the left, but I didn't want to have it come out too far into this pathway through, but I'm going to stake it up more. But this European silver fir right here, I think that's what it's called. Let me find it. Little tag. Good thing I keep the tag on here. Abies. Oh no, it's one of these rare ones. Abies foresti georgii. But it doesn't like a lot of sun, so that's why it's here. I moved it from the other side. This is another Japanese maple that will be very classy looking. And it grows at least a foot to a foot and a half a year. It should. This little one down there. Let's go walk back around. And I need to mow the little front yard. So things are stacking up on me. So this is practically overshadowed. I like how this is growing. It's doing so much better than it did when it was in the back side of the house, on the corner there. So that conifer, and the tag is in the house somewhere. I'd have to locate it if I have things in a drawer in there. The first trees that I got. But these will really show up when I get the house painted to dark, if and when. This is something I may end up having to hire done, which doesn't bother me, but I'm holding out hope, or that it gets to the point where I'm able, where one of those other townhomes comes for sale, the ones that I really want and would be good, non-concrete base. But I was mentioning to my neighbor, that we're just going to wait until one comes for sale, and if my daughter wants to get it, it's up to her, because she is very much opposed to me. I'd come to the point where I understood that unconditional love is laying down your life for another. So I told her that, and that in that, if God wanted me to, and he maybe does, just to teach me and to have me prove unconditional love, that I would trade, soon, even now if she wanted. And she looked at me. This was when we were in the ER, and she, like I was nuts. And she said, absolutely not. I'm not having you suffer more. She says, we're fine where we are. And she is getting excited about her townhome now more because she got her new countertops in and we got the plumbing done. That's sort of what did me in, was helping do all that. But I love doing it. We have fun working together. This is the area over there that's low. It still has a little bit of water in it, but it's been drying out because I haven't been watering this section much. That's why everything's so dry over around on this side over here that's getting more sun. So dry looking, but alive. It's alive. They're established enough that they can cope without as much water. And it's cooler too. It's cooler here and very cool at night now. So everything's hanging in. But that's another tree I could take. But it isn't going to obscure much of her neighbors. This is very nice to have there, to have some conifer back in there. In the winter, something. And the house does need, see, this is the color that it will be, this darker, this anonymous color. Come on, puppies. Are you tired, Mercy? Are you tired? You're down there on the ground? You're down there on the ground. You worn out? Let's walk over here, Mercy. Come on. Come on. We'll go in pretty soon. We'll get you water. Get you water. But yeah, so, but my neighbor then found, she says, oh, get this other, she wanted me, it's terrible. It's like she wanted me to have a townhome right away and get out of here. I don't know if she's feeling burdened by me because she helped me so much. And I know her husband, he got very firm. He says, you are not going to get our mail. We'll get, they were leaving for a few days or maybe a week for their lake home up in a wooded area and stuff, and hour and a half from here. So, and she always had me get her mail for them, and he didn't want that. You are not to. And so I think he's resented all that she was doing for me. I would pay her, and I didn't expect anything at all for things like getting the mail or plants that I would give her, or the big pot and the little rare trees that both of them died. One last year died, and then again this year because she doesn't water. So and I would try to get over the water, but then if I'd get sick it wouldn't get water. And then when I was in the hospital it died. So I'm not going to do that anymore because they're costly and they're beautiful little pricey little rare conifers. And I lost 2 out here because the sprinkler gets it, but not enough. So, and then when I was gone, the sprinklers were going, but wasn't enough to help them because I'd started to go out and hand water each day. I wasn't there to do it, so I lost them. And it's money plus it's life, and I don't like to have life die like that. So unnecessarily. So, and I don't know what happened to that Scolidipitus. That it was so healthy, and it must have gotten something happened to it. They can get illnesses, diseases, and things, and just get old too, or some quirky thing happens, and once a conifer starts to die, they die. That's it. There's no bringing them back. So, here's a rose in bloom over here. We'll go check it out. The lavenders are nice because you walk by, you get that scent. This one here. But I wrote to her and explained, I kept telling her, I don't want that one because she found some townhome, and because it has a subfloor, and it's in the downtown area here, my little town. And you can walk to my and Ron's favorite Mexican restaurant, and the bank, and the pharmacy. I don't need to go to the bank. I rarely go. Only if I'm wiring something to Father Vincent is the only time I ever go. Everything's online. The pharmacy will, if you can't drive, they will deliver for a very low fee, $6. And I don't go out to eat. I can't do the sitting. I can't do the eating now. And I don't spend money eating out. It's a huge waste of money for someone like me that has the expense of my dogs and my home. And that's, I'm spending money on other things that, but I'm done, with the plant expenditures. It's very much full and plenty to share. I have things that I can thin out in the spring and put in pots out there, if people want, or I can also list them on Facebook Marketplace for next to nothing. I have lots of pots in the garage, so this is the pinsapo, the Spanish pinsapo that is larger than I ever thought, and so I'm going to have to take a tippet, it's called tippet, or pinch back in the spring. You usually do it in the Midwest, you do it by Memorial Day. Here, probably end of April. You take off the end, new growth, and then it won't grow that way. Because I have to keep that subdued. It can't get huge. It can get a little larger to fit underneath the slope of that tree, but say another foot, but no more. And I think I would start pinching it this next year. But and I explained to her that I want to be someplace that if I want, I could just even walk here or so very close, because I'm going to do the gardening here for my daughter when they live here, and I live in whatever place she gets for me to live in. Hope in this one area of townhomes, it's just maybe 3/4 of a mile away, but by the time you get down into it, it's probably a mile down into the location where the townhome part is, because it's mixed in with houses too. It's very lovely, and but it has the right subfloor. And also, there's no point in me being some other location. And this keeps going. This is good. But see what a mess. I understand. I have to just focus on the stones. I had to seal more stones. I'm running out of corner pieces, so that's going to be a problem. And I don't want to buy boxes. It said corner pieces, but it has half corner pieces and half regular. I have more than enough regular. Anyway, I've offended her, but I explained to her that I have other people who can help me, that she doesn't need to, feel the burden of me. And because I wondered, why is she so eager to get me out now? She has been, but also the real reason underneath it all is she's got the same as a lot of people have. They cannot tolerate slowness. They want things done and want it done now. And they can't comprehend my situation. They just can't comprehend it. I can't work 8 hours straight. Well, I could take the pain pills, get more constipated, but feel better, but then total my back. Just because you take the pain meds and get the pain down enough that you can still push yourself crazy, you're still going to have the physical effects. And that's stupid to do. And I need balance. My hermit vocation requires balance. My hermit vocation after 26 years now is ingrained in me. And I have been missing that. So my daughter said, I want you to take it easy, Mom. Take it easy. Don't push so much. And it's okay. So she's going to need help getting her baseboards in, and I'm going to take over my tile saw and tools for tiling, and my air compressor and nail gun and some 16 gauge trim nails to get her baseboards in, or she can do it, but I'll take the stuff and show her. And she's used the nail gun just once, but I'll show her more and teach her these things, because she enjoys that. But I'm willing to do that. I just can't be there on my feet for 2 hours straight, or 4 hours straight, like I was doing. 4 days in a row. It did in my back, which triggered my gut, and it stopped working totally, and nothing helped, and it just started for 12 days because I barely ate. Even eating, a cup of soup a day, it builds up then, and then you're in trouble. Blockage. So, and that's what got me in trouble before with the septic shock. So, I pray for and it's not just this neighbor next door, but she got so involved, she wouldn't drop it with these other townhomes that frankly are not good buys. I would not want my daughter to invest in it, and she wouldn't. And my neighbor didn't even notice. It doesn't even have a downstairs bedroom. So no. And it's, but it's so inexpensive. Well, not really when you consider that they don't sell well. These two there have been on the market for 68 days. And this other place, if it's a good price and a well-done townhome, is gone in a day or less, immediate, or even a bidding war. So, no. And I know enough about real estate. After all, I've had to buy and sell in my life to keep making ends meet. And with my ex-husband, all that we had to move when he would get a different position. And so that I can pick out areas that are good and areas that aren't as good. And so and then she wrote back, oh, I didn't realize that it was your daughter who was living in it. And I thought, oh, for pity's sake, she knows that's not the case. I wrote back, no, she's the one purchasing it as an investment and having me stay there out of her kindness. And then she'll have it to sell, and then she'll rent her townhome. She was thinking about getting a second townhome to invest in. But she assured me they are fine where they are, and they are. And it's better now that she's getting things done that are making it very lovely and her own tastes and her own, brightening it up, and fun for her to do, making it her own and doing the work with it, the choices of the light fixtures and things, updating it is what she's doing, updating, renovating. So it's lovely. And I realized I would thoroughly like it. It would be great, even with a little yard back there for the dogs, especially, and it will be something that I will do if before something else comes up. And if it's not a good price, then she shouldn't do it in this good area right near me. But there's no reason to have something further from me and still far from their work, that if something happened, she'd still be very inconvenienced driving to get to me. Say if something in the middle of the night, if I'm this close, it wouldn't be as much of a problem as being 5 or 6 miles away or more. I think it's probably more in this other place. And no. But she was very pushy about it, would not drop it. And now she's offended, but I tried to explain again. I just want her to not be burdened by me. I know how it can get when you have chronic person that you're trying to help, even if they're paying you. It's not enough, really. It's, it's a small amount, but at least, take me someplace. I'd give her, she would shop anyway, go on her errands, dropping me off to some appointment where I wasn't allowed to drive because I was getting some kind of a injection in my neck or something that they sedate you. So, or you're not to move around or, put yourself at risk driving. And I would give her $20, which was more than the gas when she was going shopping anyway, but it wasn't as much by far as what an Uber would cost me. But I don't like to take Ubers because they're most generally very low to the ground little cars that also kill my back, and then I'm sick. So this arachnoiditis is a nasty, nasty situation. So I'm just praying for my neighbors and pray that they can try to fathom and cope, tolerate me, and that I can get other people who can be backups for me. But if I have something bad, I'll just have to get EMS to take me to the hospital if my daughter's not here, if she's traveling. So that's okay, that's what I've got to do, or just stay if I can tolerate the pain. That gets to be the problem. I was going to just die in bed, but the pain gets so much that it's living through the pain to die is the problem. So it'll all work out. It'll all work out. There's a quote I want to share with you from someone, so I'll do that in another video. It's beautiful quote by someone who died, but it was a very profound quote. God bless His real presence in us, and much my love to all of you. And I do remember to keep you in my prayers as a whole group of viewers and for the individual people who have asked. Thank you so much. And this is just part of praying your way through, and simply keep going. That's this video. And of different things that happen when you have ailments and chronic issues with other people. So I've been talking about that mixed in with fall garden, and that it's okay to let things go. Fall is okay to do it, or even winter or next spring. There's no one making you or watching other than your neighbors. And they're welcome to come over and do it for me if they want, but they don't. So instead they want me out. Or unburdened. And that's why I relieved this neighbor woman who has been so nice. Relieved her of any need to feel that she must do anything for me at all when I'm ill or otherwise, because I'll have to deal with it. God will help me, and Brian's already offered to help me. Sean is working now, but in evenings or weekend, he said, I can call upon him in emergencies. So, there's still people, and there's others that I haven't even asked. There's one woman who's offered. She's down at way at the other end of the cul-de-sac, and I haven't seen her in a while. So she offered to do anything. So there's people around who will, and you do need more than one, but I was trying to keep it limited because of the hermit, the solitude aspect and the privacy aspect. But it gets overbearing. Maybe not even for the neighbor woman so much as maybe her husband is on her case. I don't know. But I don't know why they don't want me getting their mail, other than maybe they feel that then that makes her feel obligated to help me, which it wouldn't. I'm not like that. But we're all at different levels, and we have to accept one another. I don't care that they're not at my level, or they're whatever it is. It doesn't bother me. I just wanted her to stop pushing. Have you looked at the listing yet? What are you going to do? No, I had already told her, no, that's not a good area. Any area in this town's good. Well, yes, but not when your daughter's investing what little money she has and taking a risk. No, I'm not going to do that to another. And she wouldn't like it. She would see immediately that it wasn't a good place. So not as an investment. And when you're investing and you're going to rent, you want something that you will have lots of renters to choose from, because renters can be a problem, and she doesn't need more problems. She's got plenty. She's got so much work that she does with her career. So, okay, Anyway, you get the idea. Problems come along even for hermits, but definitely when we have chronic ailments, that we do need help from other people, kind other people. And she's more than done everything. She deserves a break. And I understand, and I am releasing her, tried to anyway. So hopefully she seemed very offended then when she wrote back. I wrote back, and I didn't mean any offense. I know I'm not expressing myself well right now. Yesterday I went through this horrible thing that I did in ICU of just so altered, feeling so altered. And the day before I went into panics over my gut situation, and especially when I was sent home, and I told them, and they didn't know what septic syndrome was, post septic syndrome, and I hadn't read far enough to see it. So thankfully I know what I've got now, but it's not easy on us. So God is testing me in my faith and in courage. And I'm not doing so well yet, but I hope to improve. Praying that anyway and getting practice in it. So love to you all. Beautiful Sunday for you all.